Crabman from Crabman Gaming here, and today I'm going through my Game Boy collection. So I have a few systems in front of you, and I'll also be going through some original Game Boy games, some Game Boy Color games, and some Game Boy Advance games. Just have a few systems in front of you here. This was one of the first systems that I had, the Game Boy Pocket. I just have Pokemon Yellow inside. I have 2 copies of that, so I can leave that in when I go through the games. But as you can see, not the best screen. If you remember trying to play this as a kid in the car, in bed, no backlight, but some really cool music. You can kind of see it compared to these screens, just how dark and dim it is indeed. But here we go, Pokemon. So we'll turn that one off. That is the Game Boy Pocket, a little bit smaller than usual. I also have this as well, which is the Super Game Boy. So you can put a game in, you can put a Game Boy game in or a Game Boy Color game in and play it on your TV, which is really awesome. I've got these 2 consoles here. So I have a regular original DS, not the very first model, but the kind of better edition, and the clamshell. Now, a lot of people really like these clamshells, but you can tell that the screen is not quite as bright. You've even got this brightness toggle here. So I even have that on, and it's still not as bright. So if you have some Game Boy Color games, my recommendation is to play them on a DS like this, an original DS. And there's my black DS there, and you've got the clamshell, which is really good for playing original Game Boy games. It will play those, and Game Boy Color games. Actually, sorry, it doesn't play original Game Boy games, but it plays Game Boy Color. No, it does play original games. I got confused. It does play original games. The DS doesn't play those. It just plays the advanced games. So I have a black console. This is my original red console. And then I've got this Mario console here. And I just thought I'd show you this cool attachment. Now, lots of people know about Guitar Hero on Tour, where you plug it into the Game Boy Advance slot here. But this is a game called Easy Piano. Here it is, Easy Piano on the DS, and that also features the Game Boy Advance slot. So I thought that's pretty interesting. And I got another clamshell here, a silver clamshell. I kept finding these when buying Game Boy Advance bundles. They didn't come with chargers though, so I've got one charger between the 3 of them. They always seem to have no chargers. But anyway, let's start on original Game Boy. I just realized that was a color game. So let's start with some old classics. The first one here, Pokemon Blue. I got this just after it released, so this is my original copy. Looking very tidy indeed. Actually, no it isn't, because it's got someone's name on the back. So I don't know where my original copy is. I must have bought this elsewhere. Really strange. Where's my original copy gone? Anyway, lost to time. Unless that's my name on the back. It isn't. Oh well, must have bought that off somebody. Pokemon Red as well. So my brother had red, I had blue, so we could trade Pokemon. We had the link cable, so that was pretty cool. I do have 2 copies here of Pokemon Pikachu Edition. This one actually is in a nice little case. So these games still go for a good price as well online. Be very wary if you see them going very cheap, because there are a few fake ones floating around. Fingers crossed, hoping those are all pretty real. This game I did have as a kid. This is one of my original games, Donkey Kong Land 3. And just by it coming, it comes in this awesome banana yellow case as well. I think I had Donkey Kong Land 1 and 3, but I didn't have 2. So maybe we'll find that in the collection. But I love this game. This is really, really good. I don't know why I missed Pokemon Silver, because this game is absolutely fantastic. I played this game so much. This is my original copy. Still really confused about what happened with Pokemon Blue. But again, a really, really great original. Actually, no, I think this is a Game Boy Color game, so I'm getting confused. I've jumped ahead. I've just lumped all the Pokemons together. So this is a Game Boy Color game, but Pokemon Silver, awesome. Let's go back to the original Game Boy games. It gets a little bit confusing sometimes. We've got Super Mario Land, which is an awesome Mario adventure on the Game Boy, on the original Game Boy. So they managed to kind of shrink the sprites down, but that's a really awesome game if you haven't played that. Another really odd one, They released a lot of Simpsons games back in the days. There's Krusty's Funhouse is a platformer. That's pretty good fun, but it's obviously all the original Game Boy games are just black and white. We've got Kirby's Pinball Land, so a little bit of a rip-off of Pokemon Pinball, but I'm not sure what came out first. Maybe this did come out first, but I think it's more getting onto the Pokemon Pinball craze. Speaking of Pokemon Pinball, here is Pokemon Pinball. Okay, so I have 2 copies of that, and this is where you put a little battery in for the Rumble feature as well. I was having to jog my memory for a few of these games. I've got WWF Superstars. As you know, I'm a massive wrestling fan, so if I can find anything on wrestling at all, I will tend to buy it. Probably a very, very average game. Actually, I have played this. It's not very good at all. We have one of the originals. I think this came out in 1989 or 1990, so 30 years old now, which is Baseball on the original Game Boy. We have Aladdin. So there was a lot of movie tie-ins as well at the time. Nice sticker on here. Everyone's. We've got 2 more games here. I think this is original Game Boy, which is Zelda Link's Awakening. And then we've got Tetris DX as well. Sometimes it's a bit hard to tell between what's a Game Boy Color game and what is not. But we've got a very, very rough Prince of Persia here, which, yeah, is not in great condition, but is a really good game. We're moving on to some Game Boy Color games. Now, sadly, I don't actually have too many of these, but this was one of the original games. I used to play this on the bus to school, so I've kind of let out how old I am here, but Triple Play 2001. This actually was really, really good fun, really easy to pick up and play, and actually got me a little bit into baseball, which is awesome. We've got another Zelda game here, Oracle of Seasons. I love the really clear case, and you can see the battery save there as well. This was one of my childhood games, Micro Machines 1 and 2. This is fantastic. If you get a chance to play this, please do. Actually, all these GameCube games seem to come in this like really clear packaging. I'd kind of forgotten about that. So it's trendy. It was the year 2000. Everything had to be clear. So Micro Machines, great. And I know this game is ridiculously average, but again, I was a huge wrestling fan. I had someone try to talk me out about buying this game because it was like $50 back in 1999, and it was pretty poor. But I just loved being able to play a wrestling game on my handheld. Now we're moving over to the Game Boy Advance games. I have a fair few of these. This is my prized possession game, Breath of Fire 2. I had this originally on the Super Nintendo as a child. One of my favorite games of all time. This version, this is the definitive version that you want to play because they sped up the walking speed of your character, they tripled money, and they doubled experience. So, and I think they might have fixed a little bit of the translation. What's really frustrating on the Switch, they've got the Super Nintendo store, and it's the Super Nintendo version, which is not as good. So if they had this Game Boy Advance version, I would definitely play it again. But a prized possession. I'm really glad I had it. My mum made me donate my Super Nintendo when I was a kid because I had a Nintendo 64, you know, like most parents made you do. So I got Pokemon Ruby and Fire Red. There's another Pokemon somewhere. I think it's still in the, I think it's still in this DS. Where are you? I'll pull it out. Pokemon Sapphire. So here it is. We've got Pokemon Sapphire. We've got Pokemon Ruby. Again, be on the lookout for ones that aren't real. I'm pretty sure these ones are real because I bought them many years ago. And Fire Red as well, which is red, just remade for the Game Boy Color, and obviously in color for the first time. Now the following games are all a little bit of a mix. This was one I had with my original Game Boy Advance, Super Mario World. You get Super Mario and then Super Mario 2, which is Doki Doki Panic. Which is not very good indeed, but you get those games on there. Gee, it went very dark all of a sudden. Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. So lots of movie tie-ins and lots of very kind of mediocre games being put onto the Game Boy. Gee, that's the darkest cloud ever. But anyway, I'll keep going. We've got Scooby-Doo and Scooby-Doo 2. A lot of these games I picked up in a bundle. So if it's a movie tie-in, I've probably just bought them off someone for a few dollars each. Here you have an awesome game, F-Zero Maximum Velocity. F-Zero on the Nintendo 64 is still one of the best racing games of all time. I wish they remastered that for the Switch. I'll show you something here. I do have a few fake games in the collection. They just came in bundles, but you can see a really good example here. So you have The Simpsons Road Rage. You can obviously see this one here is the legitimate copy. This one here, they haven't even tried hard to mask the fact that it's not real. You can kind of see as well in the color of the cartridge, and this one's slightly more gray. You can see the difference as well, and like this arrow part is a little bit deeper. I mean, obviously there's no Nintendo symbol, but there are a few later games where it's actually a little bit difficult to tell. The backs are pretty similar, but the color's really noticeable on the camera, more noticeable than real life. And obviously if they've made this, they've just put their own little sticker because they've taken these cartridges apart and put their own like ROMs and games in there. Hang on, I seem to have another fake Road Rage as well. For some reason, I do. All right, let's see what else. This is one of the originals. I had Sonic Advance 2. I'm not sure if I didn't have 3, but I might have had Sonic Advance 1 once upon a time, but I don't know what happened to it. But really good fun. Sometimes the frame rate is a bit choppy, but it's not too bad. I'm not really sure what order the rest of these games in are either, because I did drop them when I got them to here for filming. So they got mixed up a little bit. Got Shrek 2. Heaps. I've got heaps of movie games, so I must have bought them off, you know, some kid who loved movie games, apparently, or his parents just knew the names of the movies. You got Over the Edge. I don't know what's happened here to the cartridge, but suffered a little bit of damage. Here's an interesting one. If there are any games here that are actually really valuable, please let me know in the comments below. I found out the other day I have Golden Quest Warrior on the Sega Master System, and it's worth like a couple of $100, and I had no idea. So if you go, hey, Dragon Ball Z, that game is worth a lot, please tell me. I'll definitely still not sell it because I love keeping all my games. But let me know if you see something that's rare that I don't know of. I'm not too into Game Boy Advance pricing. But anyway, there's Dragon Ball Z, Supersonic Warriors. Obviously fans of Dragon Ball Z will buy that, like me with wrestling games. Spider-Man, I've got a few of them here. Let's see if they're in order. Oh no, I dropped the order, that's annoying. But there's 2 and 3 here, and I do have Spider-Man 1, and there's a fake copy floating around somewhere as well. I think back in the day, because these games used to be $50 each 20 years ago, so that was a lot of money. So if you could find them overseas for cheap, a lot of people go to Bali near where I live. You could pick these up for maybe $5 or $10 a game. But here we've got Yu-Gi-Oh! Ultimate Masters Edition. Don't know too much about Yu-Gi-Oh! Apart from it's a card game. You've got the Polar Express. Interesting. Doesn't look quite like a real game to me. Oh yeah, it's not, because you can see it says Sony PlayStation on the back. That's amazing. Little Sony sticker. So definitely not legitimate. Here we have Narnia, the Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. This one does look legitimate. It's probably, hey, it was Mitch's game. That's not my name, by the way. I'm not Mitch. I'm Crabman. Must have bought that off some kid. Must be like, don't steal my game. This is my game. We've got Spy Kids 3D. Game over. I haven't seen that film. I don't know if you have, but I have not. Hey, another Prince of Persia game. So this looks pretty good from Ubisoft. They always produce some pretty good games, Prince of Persia games. Ubisoft don't always produce good games, but Prince of Persia games are always pretty decent. We've got a few games to go. Gee, there's lots of them. We've got Finding Nemo. It looks like a pretty legit copy to me. What's that weird 34 that's stamped in there? I don't know. Jimmy Neutron. Was this a film, or is this just a game based on the Nickelodeon show The Adventures of Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius, Attack of... Is that the Twonkies? Or the Twinkie? But I don't know. Twonkies sounds really wrong, and Sounds like a term you're not allowed to use in 2020. Anyway, I've got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You're banking on knowing the logo because it doesn't say anything else on there about the game. There's a few fakes coming up. Oh, hang on. Here's another Turtles game. Is this the same game? Oh, this is Turtles 2. So, looks real. Very fake. Very fake indeed. Turtles 2. Battle Nexus. We walk alone in the unknown. Okay, Ants. Oops, Jacob. I should stop knocking the microphone. We've got Ants Extreme Racing. I didn't know Ants did a racing game. I haven't actually played this. I might have to get that in and give that a red hot crack. We've got Astro Boy. Omega Factor. Some of these have really cool subheadings. We've got Shrek, Smash and Crash Racing. Obviously a fakie because it has a sticker on there. But I didn't know Shrek had a racing game. Oh, here's some more Spider-Mans. Here we go. Now this one actually looks pretty good on the left. Actually, they both look pretty good, but I think one of them is definitely fake. Actually, they're both fake, but they both look pretty good. So they've actually done a good job at making these two look pretty real. Actually, this one not so much, but that one looks pretty real. So if you saw that on an eBay listing, you'd probably think that was real. I think that's the problem with Game Boy Advance collecting on eBay is most of the time they are fakes, especially something with value. We've got Fantastic Four, Flame On. Do you remember seeing that movie? Horrible. Madagascar. This one's obviously very fake. But if you're buying it for a few dollars, you know, it doesn't really matter when you're overseas and a kid. Not that I did that, but I know a lot of people did. I always had real copies of my games. I don't remember really having any fakes. Definite fake here. Scooby-Doo. I can't even read what that says. Monsters Unleashed. And there's a big car. Obviously, that one not real as well. The Incredibles. A little fake one, but cracked cartridge. Let's see what we've got to go. We've still got about 10 to go. Mario Kart Super Circuit. Oh no, I left. This one's a fake. I left my boxed Mario Kart in the other room. Oh, I might run and oh, I don't want to run and get it because the video will be annoying. I have a boxed Mario Kart, so I do have a proper copy. All right, Shrek Wreaking Havoc, which is, this one's not a racing game, but this one looks pretty real. We've got Harry Potter and the Chamber of Secrets. Again, looks pretty real to me. It's kind of, if it's got one of those stickers on the back, it's fake. And the other ones all look pretty real, but you might be commenting going, no, that's obviously fake. Can you not spot the fake cartridge? You can obviously see that Nintendo seal isn't proper, but yeah, I don't know. I don't look too closely. We've got Spyro, Spyro Orange, the Cortex Conspiracy, which is pretty weird. Oh yeah, it's a fakie. That's a shame. That looks pretty good. That's a good reproduction. Some pretty average looking oh, Jay. Need to leave the camera alone. Some pretty average looking reproductions. Splinter Cell, Stealth Action Redefined. This one, they didn't even try. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But what I actually like is that on this reproduction, they've actually got the name of the game, not just the logo. SpongeBob, SquarePants, the movie, the game, the tie-in, the cash grab. Well, not when it's been pirated, but anyway. Lilo and Stitch 2. I can't even read. Is that meant to say Hamsterville Havoc? I love the play on words. Actually, I don't because it was really hard to say. All right, I've got 2 games to go. And I'm sure all of you, even if you didn't generally have fake games, you had these in your collection. Some sort of variation of the 152, the 163, the 999 in one game. So these have kind of lots of original Game Boy games and variants. So you all have one of these. Even if you didn't have fake games, you knew someone, they just gave you one of these because these were everywhere. Okay, well that is the end of the video. So if you haven't liked the video, please give it a quick like. If you comment, I will comment back. And if you subscribe, I'll be very, very grateful on my quest for the big 1,000. So thanks very much. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Crabman out.